Knicks are going to make a move this offseason. I don't even think it. I expect it. We talked about Donovan Mitchell. Paul George is another guy who could fit in perfectly over there. I mean, Paul George could fit in perfectly anywhere, but Paul George is another guy that you're gonna watch out. But I fully expect the Knicks to make a, dare I say, franchise changing move. By the time we get to training camp in the fall, I believe that there will be a new big name player in New York with the Knicks, and Julius Randle will be in another city.
Uh, yeah, I mean, even when the Knicks were bad, there was always rumblings about people wanting to go there. I think it's always a destination spot, and now that they're doing good, uh, I think there will be some stars lining up. It just depends on how what the moves that the Knicks make. The only problem is I don't know how many people want to play for Tibbs and play 48 minutes a night, but I guess you worry about that when you get there.
Like, the poll was out there, but he was the least was it the lead the coach players least likely wanted to play for. And I mean, you got to
Right.
have a point. Like people tried to defend the whole 48 minutes a game thing, and his players went to bat for him. But Josh Hart made his comments. But when you look at how the series ended, how could you not go back to how long they were playing? OG Anunoby pulled his hamstring. There's only one reason why you pull a muscle. So I don't know. It's They say you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Tibbs seems like he's stuck in his ways. We've seen it. We saw it in Chicago, we saw it in Minnesota, and we're seeing it again in New York. So
That's
you
actually like a terrible thing. I don't know what got him into that. Playing your players that much is kind of ridiculous. You go back to the Rose injury. That game was won. He's still
yeah.
in the game. He ends up tearing his ACL because you're playing 48 minutes and the game was over. So I don't know what got him into that, but like, there's no point of paying nobody on the bench if you're not gonna play anybody. It doesn't make any sense.
He doesn't. I don't understand how you can't trust your bench that much. And granted,
The-
I'll go to bat for him a little bit because I think Hart was a starter, but DiVincenzo was coming off the bench. He had a couple guys that ended up being starters late in the season and into the postseason that were originally supposed to be bench players. But still, you can't like he didn't even start giving Alec Burks minute until Brunson had the foot injury. You
right,
can't
but
this you can't trust your bench that much.
the thing is, I don't think it has anything to do with the bench. I just think he doesn't want to play that many players. Uh, they have bench players. Like, there's no reason why Alex Burks shouldn't have been playing before that. So like, I just think he just doesn't like playing players. Like, I don't think it doesn't. I'm saying like it doesn't matter who's on that bench. He's playing his five or his six or seven, and that's it. Like, that's just like his motto.
I wonder if there's going to be a conversation about that in their exit meetings.
Uh, I think the higher ups kind of have to come down and be like, hey, that's kind of not sustainable in a long playoff run. Especially because like I understand like playoff time, you want to maybe put some people's minutes up. You can't play everybody 48 minutes for a whole 92 game season,
No,
82 game plus playoffs.
no. And I mean, people were trying to defend it, man, but when you see how this season ends up playing out, this postseason series on top of it, like specifically, yeah, it's just you got to look back and say, man, these guys shouldn't have been playing that many minutes. So, shout out to the Knicks. The great season. Really rooting for y'all. Not gonna lie, but there's always next year, and we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.